What's up, guys? Ace Hayabusa, and I'm going to be reacting to a depression story. Now, I know this is not uplifting, but this is something that I think needs to be actually put out there. And this is a video of my choice. And if you guys like my videos or anything else like that, please like, comment, or subscribe, and become part of the Ninja family. Also, the link will be in the description down below for the original video. So let's get.
What's up, guys? So today my video is a little bit different. I didn't really plan out what I was going to say. I think it's better if it's just raw and organic. I have wanted to make this video for the longest time, but I wanted to be sure 100% that I was healthy enough to make this and clear-headed enough to talk about it. When I was in junior high or middle school, I was in 7th grade. At that point in my life, I had began to experience bullying. Honestly, the bullying was absolutely brutal. It was verbal, it was emotional, it was mental, it was physical. I was so young. I didn't understand. I didn't know why people were being so mean to me. It really just confused me. I had never experienced that kind of cruelty in my life. So I was bullied from about
People
8th
usually
grade
bully you to cope
throughout
with their
my
own
high
pain.
school. It really took a huge toll on me. That's when my depression started. I got really depressed. When I was about 14 is when I started to self-harm. I know a lot of people don't really understand it, but I was in so much emotional pain. I couldn't handle it, and I took it out on myself physically. At about 15, I started to dabble into drugs and alcohol. I pretty much used anything to numb what I was feeling. I did not want to be living in reality. I did not want to be living at all. No one was nice to me. I didn't know why I didn't have friends. So I started abusing drugs and alcohol, and it got really out of hand, which landed me in rehab for the first time. The first time I went to treatment, it was just for drug abuse and alcohol abuse. I stayed there for 30 days. I came out, and for the most part, I was fine. I stayed clean. But I didn't have a way to numb my emotions anymore. I didn't have a way to cope. So I replaced drugs and alcohol with cutting. That became in itself a huge issue for a very long time. My family found out about it. My friends found out about it, which only heightened the bullying. It just made it worse. People said the nastiest things to me. I remember getting phone calls and text messages and messages on MySpace telling me that I should kill myself because I wasn't worth it, that I should cut my arms and die because no one would care. My existence was not important.
She's still hurting
when
from it. You can see it.
When you get bombarded with those messages every single day, it takes such a big toll on you mentally. My depression was so out of control that suicide was the only option for me. I was taken out of school because I was so sick. Was put in a mental ward for about 5 days, which was extremely scary. That experience was horrific. Came out of the mental ward, and of course people at my school found out about that as well, which it gave them more ammunition to attack me with. From the bullying and abuse that I experienced, I developed PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. Got to the point where I could not go out in public. I wouldn't leave my room. I was bedridden for a very long time. I was scared out of my mind to go to school, to go out in public, for people to see me. Everyone knew me as the psycho girl who went to rehab, who went to a psych ward. I went back to rehab the second time when I was 17, and this time it was for my depression and my self-harm issues, and it was a very good experience. That 30-day stay at that treatment center was honestly a lifesaver, and I am so thankful now that I reached out and I got help. Halfway through my senior year, I dropped out and I finished up my school online, and I graduated online and then went to college. I was doing okay. I was doing fine. I was recovering. I was going to therapy. I was taking my medication. Wasn't hurting myself. For the most part, I was fairly steady for about 1.5 years. Last April was the 3rd time that I went to treatment. It was following another very bad episode of depression and self-destruction. And at that point, my 3rd time going to treatment, I went in there and I was angry. I was so frustrated that I spent 5 years of my life hating myself, hating the life that I was living, hating everyone around me. I was so tired of feeling like shit. I don't want to feel like shit anymore. I'm tired of this. I want to be healthy. I went in there so motivated to change because this isn't the life I want. I don't want to feel like this. I flew to a treatment center in California and I stayed there for a month. Honestly, it was life-changing. When you put your mind to
go somewhere
something
else
and
to
you
do
decide
that?
that you want to change something in your life and you work your butt off to make sure that change happens, you will see results. It was a very
true.
painful process for me to dig into old wounds and process them and work through them, but working through them helped me move past them. I learned to forgive. I learned to accept. Now I am sitting here, it is December 2014. I honestly,
Oh, this is
I have not felt so together and whole since I was 13. The amount of progress and the amount of things that had changed in my life as soon as I decided that this wasn't the way I wanted to live. I'm happy now. I'm a happy person. I have drive. I have ambition. I'm going to college to be a psychologist. I'm moving away to a university in a year. I have an internship at a support group where I am actually coaching kids who are in the same position
I wonder where she's
I
at
was.
now.
I'm using what I went through and I'm directing it into a positive direction and I'm helping others now. Anyone who's watching this, if you struggle with anything from bullying, from depression, from PTSD, from anxiety, if you have any sort of mental illness, it is nothing to be ashamed of. You are in control of your own happiness. If you don't like where you are, you don't have to stay there. If I had not reached out and asked for help and surrendered and said, I need help, I can't do this, I do not think I would be alive right now. It's a conscious decision to decide that I want to be healthy, I want to be happy, I want to have a wonderful life, and understanding that I am worthy of life. Those people who bullied me, those people said I had nothing to offer, well, look at me now. I have the most amazing future ahead of me. I am so excited for the things that I have going on for me. I know my worth now, and it took me so long to even see myself as a person of worth. Mental illness is nothing to be ashamed of. Mental illness is a real thing. Depression is not a mood. Depression is not something that you can snap out of. It is a illness just like diabetes, just like cancer, and you have to treat it as such. So please, by all means, if you are struggling, reach out for help because you are so worthy. You have so much to offer the world, and I know you may not feel like that right now, but you do. If I can pull myself out, if I can recover, then you can. You absolutely can. That kind of sums up my video. Now that we're done talking all serious and stuff. I love you all. Have a great rest of your week. I will see you next week. Thank you to everyone who watches me and stuff and puts up with me and tolerates me because I really appreciate everyone who supports me. You guys are honestly amazing. So thank you so much. I will see you guys later. Have a good day and bye.
Stuff like that, man, is serious. Like, you know what? Story time. I'm about to take you guys outside, alright?
Okay. We're not coming outside for a reason, which is my jacket is inside out. Okay. But I wanted to come outside for a reason. And that was because I've been through depression and there's ways to cope with it. And I'm glad I chose that video. I'm really glad because I thought to myself that that was something that really needed to be talked about. Only because I have my own family putting me down. And I know there's a lot, and I guarantee a lot of people that are going through the same thing. Your family's putting you down, they're not encouraging you, they're not saying that you can do anything, they say you're not, the perfect child, but your little brother is, or your little sister is, or, whatever the case is. So, my story time is, back when I was in like middle school, probably like elementary, middle school to high school. I literally had hardcore depression. I still do. But one thing is, when I was stuck in that situation of being depressed, excuse me, when I was stuck in that situation of being depressed, I would do what she said. I would want to kill myself. I would want to harm myself. But that's something I never did. One thing I really tried to do is I literally just try to end it. There's a few times where I've tried to end it. Like, tried to, hang myself, or I wanted to just overdose on pills or whatever the case was. And at the time when I was doing that stuff, like when I wanted, like I literally wrapped a rope around my neck and tried to hang myself. I've tried to do it because I had just a family member putting me down. Ever since I was little, like mind you, while you're little, doing that. And I've never tried to take pills, never tried to do any of that. But there's a few times where I just wanted to end everything. And when that happened, I would always have this voice in my head saying, "You're bigger than that, you're bigger than that, you're bigger than that, you're bigger than that. You are worth a lot more than what you think you are. You're worth way more than what you think you are." And every time that just kept coming in, depending on what your religion is, depending on what you believe in, I always thought it was God saying, "You're worth more than that. You're going to be put through hell. You're going to be put through these tests, but can you get through it?" And that's how I took everything, that it was always a test. And that's something that I had to try to get through. Now, between those tests, I would also try to help people along the way. And I'm still doing that. I'm still trying to help people along the way. And when I notice when everything gets to a bad point to where you think you cannot take it, something twists around when you think everything is going to change in your life for the bad, and it turns to something good for the better. Each and every time. Now, when I was dealing with that, on this journey, on not becoming depressed, not becoming, not thinking, trying to kill myself and all the other stuff, that I still have my brother. How would he feel about it? That is the closest person to me that I would say, I don't care about anybody else besides my brother. If anything happens to my brother, I don't know what I would do. That is my weak spot. That is my weak point. Everybody has their weak spot and weak point. But people will look at it and they won't know what it is. But it'll be the simplest thing. I know it sounds messed up. If my mom passed away, I wouldn't care. If other family members passed away, I wouldn't care. But if my brother passed away, that'll be something that would affect me. It's like to an extent to where I might go crazy. Now, can I get through it? Yes, but that'll be the hardest thing for me to get through. Now, for people that are out there, you can get through anything. You can accomplish anything. The process might be taking years. The process might be taking months. The process might have a whole bunch of depression. The process will have a whole bunch of depression. You will have to deal through boulders and rocks and quicksand and everything just coming onto you and all the other stuff, and you just gotta learn your way, how to maneuver through that. You will have to fight your way through it no matter what. Because at the end of the day, the only person that's going to make you happy is you. Make sure that you have a goal. Make sure you have a dream. Make sure you have something in your life that you want to head towards that'll make you happy later on in life. Because that is the best thing to do. And once you accomplish it, you won't have to tell people you're wrong. You won't have to tell people, look at me now. Because the people that literally doubted you, they will be the ones looking at you. They'll be the ones stalking you, because as soon as you're doing something great for your life, as soon as everything starts building up and everything's getting better, and they notice that you're much happier, they're going to wonder why. Never stop what you're doing. Ever. I don't care if it is family. I don't care if it's something that's close to you. Never let nobody control you, because when they're gone, what kind of life are you going to live? That's something you need to ask yourself. What kind of life are you going to live when they're gone? Don't let anybody control you. Don't let anybody's opinion affect you. Make sure you have something that you want to do, and you're working to it. Now, I just had to get this off my chest. I know this is a longer video than expected, but this is something that really need to be said. So, shout out to all my ninjas and Kinoichis. I'm Ace Hayabusa. Peace, love, positivity. I'm outie. I'll see you guys in the next video.